York Region Transit is looking for your input on transit in Aurora. The survey closes August 4th. Link is in the description. The town of Aurora has a transportation problem. Its GO train station is running out of parking. It also has little space to build more. They've built an overflow lot, but it is several minutes by foot from the actual station. Since Aurora will remain the terminus of most off-peak GO train service, ensuring people have a reliable way to get to Aurora GO is necessary for increasing ridership, and it's clear parking will not cut it for long. Meanwhile, the local bus service in Aurora could use some improvement. The current network does not connect well with GO trains. As well, only one route serves any of Aurora's western neighborhoods off of Wellington, and that one runs about every 70 minutes peak only. The route is rather circuitous, making it less useful than it could be. The current state of transit in Aurora got me thinking, what could a good local service here look like? After a couple of months of data collection and deliberation, here is what I came up with. In designing this network, I wanted to avoid peak hour walks of longer than 10 minutes for most residents, as anything longer would not be much better than parking at the overfill lot. While the GO station is the main focal point of this network, I ensured other points of interest were connected. Every route in the new network is connected to a grocery store, and to both Wellington and Yonge Streets. My survey on the existing Route 32 found these were the destinations existing riders were most often trying to reach. Each route was designed to make it easy to run rush hour service every 30 minutes, the current level of peak service on the Barrie line. Since off-peak GO train service continues to run once per hour, Routes 31 and 32 would, for now, not run off-peak, as half of trips would not even connect to the GO train, hindering ridership growth. When off-peak service starts running every half hour, those routes would also start running off-peak to support the newly expanded service. For the rest of the video, I will briefly discuss each of the routes and why I chose the routings I did. My proposed Route 31 Orchard Heights would serve the neighborhoods of Northwest Aurora. There used to be a bus running one way along Orchard Heights, but it was discontinued during the pandemic due to poor ridership. Looking at a map of the route, I think you can see why. It was not a convenient way to get to the most popular destinations. Orchard Heights felt like a good road to use for this route due to its distance from Wellington, as well as its lanes being wide enough, unlike on some of Aurora Heights. This route would be interlined with my proposed Route 97 to save resources. Speaking of which, let's talk about Yonge Street now. In Aurora, Viva Blue and Routes 96 and 98 all compete for riders. While I decided not to analyze Route 96 for this study, Route 98 absolutely felt it needed a change. Viva Blue is already a compelling option for those looking to travel north-south along Yonge Street. Meanwhile, some local neighborhoods would be best served by a longer local route. Thus, I've decided to split the existing 98 at Wellington Street, with local service to nearby neighborhoods enhancing their access to both Yonge Street and Aurora GO. My proposed Route 97 would function similarly to the existing 98 north of Wellington Street, except that it would serve Old Yonge from Batson Drive to St. John Side Road. This allows both service to a grocery store and keeps a short walk for most residents. My proposed 98 would serve Murray Drive, connecting nearby residents to the shopping center at Yonge and Murray, Viva Blue, and Aurora GO. You might have noticed the branch service to Stone Road, which raises a couple of questions. Why is this a branch service? If every trip on my proposed 98 went to Stone Road, it would take just long enough that I would need to spend additional resources to maintain 30-minute service on the route. The same applies to any other route I might add it to. At the same time, ridership on Stone Road is currently quite low compared to the rest of Route 32. As a result, I feel serving every other train is a good solution for now. If ridership is higher than expected, perhaps more service there will be worth the extra cost. Secondly, would the transfer at Aurora GO station be convenient? Currently, there is no easy way to cross Wellington Street at the GO station. This presents a safety hazard and a barrier to ridership on routes running on Wellington. To allow for routes to continue running through this section of Wellington, a pedestrian crossing should be built beside the tracks similar to one at University Avenue and the Ion LRT in Waterloo. Such a crossing would support not just the 98A, but also other routes on Wellington such as the 33. Speaking of which, let's talk about Wellington Street. A major goal of this study was to find a more direct route along Bathurst Street, serving residents close to there and connecting Aurora with Route 88. While simply combining routes 33 and 88 would allow for a continuous route along Wellington Street, such a route would be longer in time than all routes run by all local transit operators in Greater Toronto, even the 501 Queen. With the 88 already dealing with delays due to traffic issues near the route's south end, an excessively long route extending the 88 would likely be very unreliable. As a result, I felt terminating it at Aurora Go was appropriate. To ensure travelers east of Aurora Go would continue to have convenient access to sites west of there and to Viva Blue, the 33 would be extended to Bathurst Street with a loop running on Aurora Heights Drive. Aurora Heights was chosen to improve the amount of people who live within a short distance of a bus route without creating too big of a loop on the 33 or 31. Now, let's talk about Henderson Drive. Henderson Drive is one of the more well-used sections of the existing 32. As a result, the section should be kept as is, with a modification at Yonge Street to improve connectivity to the shopping center at Yonge and Edward Streets. From there, a direct route to Aurora Go was chosen to limit access time. The result is a route which can run every 30 minutes with only one bus allocated. The network I have created is, in my view, good for people looking to access the places they need to access most, particularly for residents looking to access Aurora Go Station. If you would like more details on it, a link to my webpage for the project is in the description. I am writing a detailed report which I will be releasing in mid-August, so check back then for further information. If you would like to provide input on my proposal, you can do so in the comments. My project is not affiliated with any transit agency. However, York Region Transit is conducting a survey until August 4th to help them improve transit in Aurora. If you would consider using transit in Aurora whether or not it would be better, I strongly encourage you to fill it out. Your input is very valuable to them. A link will be in the description.